It was late morning when Karen, undeterred by previous failures, attempted to escalate her HOA antics once again. This time, she had filed a lawsuit against me for not letting her on my ranch, claiming that she had the right to access my property as an HOA member. What she didn't realize was that I was a retired attorney with decades of experience in property law, and her misguided attempt was about to unravel spectacularly. I first noticed activity when my security system flagged several unfamiliar vehicles near the main gate. Karen had arrived with her entourage, carrying legal documents and cameras, presumably to intimidate me into compliance. She strutted onto my property as if she were entitled to ownership, waving her papers and making loud phone calls about legal rights and enforcement. I activated the ranch PA system. "Karen, this is private property. You are trespassing and harassing me and my family. Any further attempts to access this property unlawfully will be documented and result in immediate legal action." Karen ignored the warning, pacing near the driveway while calling the local police, claiming that I was violating HOA rules. She seemed completely unaware that every step she took was being recorded, time-stamped, and backed up for legal proceedings. Her arrogance was palpable, yet it was about to backfire. Minutes later, deputies arrived, prompted both by Karen's frantic 911 calls and automated alerts from my property's security system. She tried to explain that the HOA granted her access rights, but the deputies quickly reviewed my property deeds and confirmed that she had no legal claim to enter. Karen's argument collapsed immediately under the weight of law. I stepped outside, holding my legal documents. "Ma'am," I said calmly, "you are trespassing on private property. Your claims are baseless, and your harassment will not be tolerated. Any further interference will result in immediate arrest and legal consequences." Karen sputtered, trying to assert authority, but her words fell flat. The deputies recorded the entire interaction, and my security footage captured every movement she made. Her repeated calls to 911 were logged as harassment, creating an airtight case for future court proceedings. Despite her panic, Karen tried to continue her antics, walking toward the barn and claiming she had the right to inspect my property. I followed, calmly explaining her legal standing or lack thereof, while the deputies kept a close watch. Neighbors observed from a distance, witnessing Karen's humiliation as she realized her authority had no legal foundation. By the end of the confrontation, Karen had been escorted off the property, her actions fully documented. I immediately notified the HOA board, and Karen's privileges were permanently revoked. Her lawsuit, filed in ignorance of my legal expertise and property rights, was quickly dismissed when I provided all documentation of ownership, trespassing, and harassment. The incident reinforced a vital lesson. HOA members cannot overstep their boundaries or misuse the system to interfere with private property. Karen's repeated attempts had created a detailed legal trail, ensuring she could not repeat such behavior without facing significant consequences. Karen had thought suing me over access to my ranch would force compliance. Instead, she triggered law enforcement documentation, legal proceedings, and public humiliation, all while my property remained fully protected. Karen tried to manipulate the HOA to enter my ranch unlawfully. Instead, she learned firsthand that rogue HOA members cannot interfere with private property without facing immediate legal and personal consequences.